lock pickers, and today something a little different. This is going to be aimed more at the beginners, just so they can see how security pins work inside a lock. So yeah, I hope some people find this information helpful when they're picking. So basically, I've just received this wonderful 3D printed kit from Tony Worrall, literally just come through the door. Massive thank you. I asked him to print this off for me so that I can do a little quick how a lock works. So imagine us looking down a keyway. This is a cut section from that keyway. So we're looking down here, and all this gubbins at the front is now taken out, so we can see the pins. So the pin that you'd see at the front down there is this bit here, and this is the driver pin. So you've got your key pin, so when your key goes in, it lifts these all up against the spring, and what we're trying to do is create something called a shear line, which is going to be along here. See, at the minute we can't turn the lock because the driver pins are being pushed down by the spring into the core and allowing it to not move. So what we're doing when we're picking is we're finding each pin, lifting it to the shear line, and with our tension wrench, the tension that we apply is enough to turn it round and push that driver pin up into the Bible out of the way. So when you're picking, you're going to feel no spring tension when you've set that pin. You're going to then go through and try and find the rest. Turn the key back, driver pin drops down, and we can no longer get that out. So let's just take that one out a sec and replace that standard one with a spool pin. So when you come across security pinned locks like this Maxus, that'll have some nice security pins in, you might find that the core is really sloppy. Now you can see the little cutout which in this spool allows the core to turn slightly, so you might lift up a pin and then go, oh, got some core movement, I've set that one, and then go looking for the others, but all you've done is just jammed yourself up. So when you're picking these, you're going to get something called counter rotation. So I'm going to put a little bit of tension on here. As you lift, you can just see this bit now coming down, and it's now pushing in the opposite direction. So you can take my finger off, it pushes itself back, which then allows you to carry on lifting while you put more tension back on. Once you get past the shear line, you're in. So that is a spool pin. Then we've got serrated pins. So this is going to have little jaggedy edges all the way up, and we'll drop that in there. And again, when you're picking this time, you're going to feel it click and you think, yep, I've set that one, but all you're doing is catching the corner on here. Now you see your pins, to you might feel that you've set it because it's nice and loose, there's no spring tension, but if you give it another little push with ease of tension a little bit, you get another little click, and again you might think that you've set it, but you're gonna have to keep going back and forth until you get this open. There we go, lifted it up just high enough, got to that shear line and allowed the pin to go through. Right, last one, we're going to mix up spools and serrations. So this time you can just see the little grooves is going to give us a false set and a bit of a headache, because you think, again, you see the core can turn, so you're going to go, oh, get that counter rotation, back on the tension, there we go. I think I'll set that one, but no, we're caught on those little serrations in there. Now you imagine when you've got a selection of serrated pins, spool pins, some standard, you have to feel what the lock is telling you to be able to get the open. So if you are a beginner and you manage to get a lock that just has standard pins in, see if you can replace one with a spool. and then just work your way through until you've learnt how to get past these tricky little buggers. Anyway, again, like I say, this is just mainly for beginners, and I hope it kind of gives you a little insight on how the inside of a lock works, and I hope it's been useful to someone. To all your experienced guys, you probably fast forward or skip by, but for those of you who have stuck with me and watched this video, thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. Tatty bye.